Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Takes. This is our very first episode. My name is Lukas, and we also have Joseph Kaboom joining us.
And I'm the co-host. He's Lukas is obviously the main host.
Yeah, I just follow a lot of things. So basically, this is where we express our opinions about sports and share the top stories. So, without further ado, let's get started because we got a lot to cover. There's a lot happening in the world of sports.
Yeah.
So, first of all, we're going to tackle football, of course.
I see what you did.
I actually did not mean to do that, but it worked. It worked. So, the XFL, so if you haven't heard, the XFL, which is owned by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or partially owned by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I should say. And the USFL
I actually did not know that. I had no clue.
Yeah, this is why the show exists. Okay, so those two leagues, the XFL and the USFL, are merging, and they've got they're actually set when their first game is March 30th of the combined leagues. And the merger has been approved, and there are 8 teams in all together. So 4 from the XFL, 4 from the USFL. So
it's only 8 teams? Wow.
Yeah, if you're wondering, the 8 teams are, so there's going to be 4 from the XFL, 4 from the USFL, as I said. So the
You already said that, yeah.
So the XFL will have the Arlington Renegades, they're champions, the DC Defenders, they're runner-ups, the San Antonio Brahmas, and the St. Louis Battlehawks. So that would mean the Houston Roughnecks, the Orlando Guardians, the Seattle Sea Dragons, and the Vegas Vipers have been cut from the XFL. And then the USFL will have the Birmingham Stallions, which are their champions, the Houston Gamblers, the Memphis Showboats, and the Michigan Panthers. So
the Houston Gamblers? Why doesn't the Gamblers go to Vegas?
Who knows? That might be...
Oh, I mean, I guess because Vegas is XFL and Gamblers is
Who knows
USFL,
now? Because the Vegas Vipers...
But I don't know. I don't think there's many people that gamble in Houston. I could be wrong, man.
Who knows? Yeah. We're not supposed to know that because this is not a show about gambling. It's a show about sports.
I mean, it could be.
Okay. Well, moving right along. So J.J. Watt, famed defensive player of the Houston Texans. I forgot what thing he did actually, but
this is not going well.
He took over Adam Schefter's job, who's an insider for the NFL, and has broke the news that Zach Ertz, tight end for the Arizona Cardinals, is being waived by the Cardinals.
and I thought they couldn't get any worse.
Yeah. So Joseph, what do you think this means for the Cardinals and them losing a huge offensive weapon?
This is bad.
Yes.
It's obviously not going to help them. It's not like he's a problem. But I don't know what they're doing here. Not the smartest decision. I know Cardinals fans are not happy with this. Because, they're just making their team worse. Not a great idea, but yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what I was going to say. So, yeah, that's...
Yikes, who's the host here?
So it's probably going to be like DEFCON 2 or something for Arizona. They need to get some stuff together.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them.
It's clear they're in a rebuilding.
And they lost their quarterback too.
Yeah, they did. And moving right along. So, over the past week, I don't know if anybody's heard this. Well, a lot of people have probably heard it. Frank Reich, first-year head coach of the the Carolina Panthers, got fired after
What are you thinking? What are you thinking of hockey?
Yeah, hockey.
The Florida Panthers.
Yeah. He got fired after only 11 games. And, yeah. So,
sorry to interrupt you, Lucas, but, if they have a new head coach, obviously they're not doing good. Aren't they, 1-9 or something?
Yeah, they're 1-10, I believe.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Here's the thing.
If we know if they start winning all the games with their new head coach, that next year may be the year.
Yeah.
But if they lose all the games, then it's just the same as before.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I am actually against the firing of Frank Reich. And I have a complete reason why. So, Frank Reich, it's his first year. He brings in a rookie quarterback, Bryce Young, from Alabama. And, it's hard to get a rookie quarterback into the groove in the first year.
Yeah.
And plus, Carolina is in a rebuilding phase right now after losing DJ Moore, one of their greatest wide receivers. And they're just experiencing a whole-on rebuild. And so they bring in Frank Reich, who has to help train this rookie who will probably be really good in the near future. And I just don't...
But now that they're firing him, he doesn't have time to work with...
Exactly. I don't think... They
don't have time to get... They don't have time to really have a bond, and then they,
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But now they're gonna have to deal with a new coach, and maybe even new rules. They're gonna have to think totally different. They're gonna have to play totally different. No, that's not gonna be good.
Yeah, and so they just did not give Frank Reich enough time to connect with Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So this next thing actually kind of connects with what we just talked about. Jim Harbaugh, the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, is there's rumors that he's going to become an NFL head coach next year.
Really? Wow.
Really. He's currently in the middle of a cheating scandal right now.
Oh boy, he ain't getting into the NFL.
Who knows? So there's two teams. I read somewhere that there's two teams that could actually just get Harbaugh in as their head coach. So of course,
and these two teams are.
So of course the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
And then also the Chicago Bears. Because it seems like they have been having a lot of trouble with Matt Eberflus.
Yeah, they've been having problems.
Yeah. Ignore that Monday Night Football win against the Vikings. That was kind of not good performance. Even though the Bears won, they didn't score They didn't score any touchdowns.
The Bears, I don't think they're the worst team in the NFL. They definitely... They have a chance of being really good. They're just not... I don't know. They're just not...
They're just not executing it right.
Yeah, exactly.
I see that with a lot of teams right now. Las Vegas. That's... they have the weapons and the ability to go win themselves a Super Bowl. They just don't execute it right.
They almost beat the Chiefs. They almost beat the Dolphins, but... Yeah. Later on in the game, they kind of just mess up. Mm-hmm. They mess up when they're in the lead, and then next thing you know, they're not in the lead.
Yeah.
The Raiders, I think, with their new head coach, they got Aiden O'Connell for quarterback. I think they definitely have potential of being a really good team next year.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what happens next year for the Raiders.
that was a strange set of words. That's just that's basically what I said.
Yeah. All right, moving on. This might be a bit too early. Who am I kidding? It's week 13. It's almost here. Who's going to Vegas? Super Bowl prediction time. All right.
You go first.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. So I'm going to say who's in the AFC Championship and who's in the NFC Championship, who wins, and then, so AFC Championship, I think, is probably going to be Chiefs-Ravens, maybe.
Yeah, it's either that or Chiefs-Dolphins.
Yeah, Chiefs-Dolphins, too. It can be a lot of different things. And then NFC Championship, I think it's going to be Detroit-Philadelphia.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's good.
And I think probably the Ravens are going to win the AFC. Or the Dolphins.
Or the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs aren't that bad. They might win.
They might. Yeah.
It's very possible it could be a rerun of last year, but I still think, just like you, Ravens and Eagles, just because Chiefs haven't been 100% this year.
They have not.
Because, first game, they lose to the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
They lost to the Eagles, which means Eagles might win the Super Bowl. I think we both agree. Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. And
don't forget, they also won to Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Or lost, sorry.
Yeah,
they
was
lost.
Well, Patrick Mahomes was sick during that game.
Yes.
But still, I don't think the Chiefs are the same as last year.
Yeah.
So, I think Ravens and Eagles is a safe prediction.
Yeah, they've kind of had like a little dynasty in these last few years, but dynasties tend to just fall apart, and I think it's probably time to rebuild in Kansas City. Again, even though they probably don't need to, still they should.
Patrick Mahomes is a very good quarterback, but the problem is they just don't really have enough. Yes, they have Patrick Mahomes, but they just don't really. Really, the only great player they have is Travis Kelce, other than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and
on offense, so it's tough because you got to be throwing to Travis Kelce all the time.
Yeah, and the good luck charm for the whole team is currently on her Eras tour right now. So
yeah, exactly. They just keep losing because she ain't there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say the name. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, you probably already know who.
I saw a short about Travis Kelce, and they were playing a Taylor Swift song in the short.
Yeah.
That's I wonder why.
Yeah.
Actually, that has died down a lot.
Yeah.
In these few weeks, it's
I have
finally not hearing only about that.
Yeah, we're hearing about different things. Now that are actually football related.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, what are the best teams currently in the NFL?
Eagles,
yeah,
Chiefs.
Eagles, Chiefs.
Ravens. Who else is doing really good?
Detroit's
pretty good. Pretty good. The thing is,
this is football, by the way, not basketball.
The thing is, Detroit can lose a lot of games.
Yeah.
And Detroit has lost a lot of games.
Yeah, they lost. They lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving this year.
I was very shocked to see how Joe Burrow and the Bengals have done this year.
Yeah.
Because last year, I thought the Super Bowl was going to be either Bills, Eagles, Bengals, Chiefs, Bengals, Eagles, Bengals, Bills, even Bills, Chiefs, something like that.
Yeah.
Those four teams last year, exceptional.
Yeah, they were beyond, and originally,
and then Bills and Bengals this year. Yikes. I don't know what happened.
So here's the thing. I was thinking this was for the Bengals. I thought this was going to be a repeat of last year because they lost their first two games, and that's what they did. They started out 0-2 last season, and they got to the AFC Championship. So I was like, okay, the Bengals are going to start being a good team. And then fast forward to a few weeks ago, Joe Burrow hurt his wrist, and that is a really bad sign for the Bengals.
Yeah, so they don't even have him as their quarterback. That's not good at all. That's really bad.
No, MVP candidates.
Okay.
So.
I think obviously Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen. Any takers?
yeah, Josh Allen. Puka Nacua is on fire.
He's probably gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he is. He's doing really good. Who else?
Darren Bland is probably gonna win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
He's got 5 pick sixes for Dallas this season. He's been on a roll.
Let's see who else. Did we say Lamar Jackson?
We have not yet.
Lamar Jackson is also very, very good.
Yeah.
And that's
what
I think. That's what we both think.
Yeah.
Is there any players we're missing?
I don't think so. Actually.
No, I think that's the best players of the year.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And there's something I have to say because I'm a Bills fan.
Yeah.
I know the Bills, and the Bills can either be the best team or the worst team.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on, like, they beat themselves. The other team doesn't beat them. They beat themselves. It's all mental for them.
Yeah.
They can beat any team. They just think about it too much. And with the Bills versus Eagles game, what was Sean McDermott thinking about going into overtime with that? We all know Bills don't do good in overtime. That's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 20 seconds, one good pass to Stephon or Gabe Davis, 50 yards, 10 seconds more, touchdown, you win the game. It's that simple. Instead, you knee it, and then you go into overtime. And obviously they messed it up because we all expected that.
Yeah. It seems recently that the Bills have kind of been, like, choking on themselves in, like...
Yeah, exactly. That's what
these past few games.
It's not the other teams that beat them.
Yeah.
It's them that beat themselves.
Like Denver a few weeks ago.
I mean...
They have 13 seconds left.
They missed the field goal, which means Bills would have won. Yeah. But then there was a stupid flag.
There was a 12
because there was 12 players on field. That was like, what the heck, to be honest.
Yeah. Like,
you don't count your players before you go out.
Yeah, like...
I mean, and it wouldn't have mattered if there was 11 players. He still would have missed it.
Yeah.
So...
But then he got a second chance to go again, and he made it.
Of course he did. So, there you go.
Yeah. Now we're moving on to basketball. Finally. And so, in football, actually, the Detroit Lions have had an amazing season. And you wish you could say that's the same thing about the Detroit Pistons, but you can't. They have actually not won a game in November this season and are officially completely defeated in November.
Yikes. So, this is like the Carolina Panthers of basketball.
Yeah, they're 2-17. I actually think they're...
2-17?
Yeah. I actually think they're the worst in the NBA right now. I think the Grizzlies beat them. Because Memphis is also having issues of their own.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so also, the tournament courts, they're just, so we have the picture up on the screen right now. What do you think of that hideous shade of red?
I don't know. It's not the prettiest.
Yeah.
It sure isn't the prettiest.
They definitely could have done, like, a better...
I don't know why they're doing the whole red thing. That's kind of strange. Why don't they just do the normal tan?
Yeah, like...
I mean, they're trying to stand out, but it would look so much better if all that red was just the tan, and then it was just the blue.
Exactly.
The H-town right there. That would look really nice.
Yeah, like, I get it was the first season of the in-season tournament, but they could have done, or they got to work on their designs for next year.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
That would have, I mean, that was a missed opportunity making that look really good.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. And now we are moving on to baseball. I know that fast. And so there...
Like, he doesn't want to play there at all?
At the end of this, he went through, like, an entire surgery recently, and he cleaned out his locker at the end of last season.
That's not good.
Yeah. It's not
so
good
he
at all.
might, I mean, yeah, it's possible. He might want to go to another team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible the players are treating him bad, the coaches are treating him bad, or he's just sick of his team.
Yeah.
Or it's some other reason. Maybe he wants a new fresh start or something.
Yeah, who knows? There is a list of teams that there are 10 teams right now that he might go to. That list includes both New York teams.
Wait, why is the Los Angeles Angels on there?
What?
He's
he's
already on there.
No, his contract's open, so they can re-sign him. So the teams.
Hey, let's get him on the Yankees.
So the 10 teams that will probably be the most aggressive in pursuing Shohei are the New York Mets, the Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, Chicago Cubs, the LA Angels re-signing him, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, if you want to go there, of course. And betray your old team.
Yeah, it's just like, oof, that's just messed up.
Okay. Wait, there's more. So, he can go to the San Francisco Giants, the Texas Rangers, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Seattle Mariners.
I never understood why Toronto had a team.
Me neither.
I don't get that.
Yeah, me neither, quite frankly.
Most people think Canadians are real nice, but at a Blue Jays game, they are fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very fierce.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And also, it's kind of humiliating that the high 90 win teams and the low 100 teams have, like, just gotten out first round. Like, the best teams in the league gotten out first round.
That's very surprising. This year's a new refresh, I guess.
Yeah. Like, the Dodgers got out the first round. The Tampa Bay Rays got out. Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, all of those.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, who was at the top of their game, the Milwaukee Brewers also got out first round.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Against the Diamondbacks. And, yeah, so it's a fun...
Were you watching the game where the Diamondbacks got those 4 solo home runs?
I was not.
I saw that live. That was crazy.
Wow. Yeah. So a lot is going on in the world of sports, and as you can tell by this episode. Yeah.
I mean, if there wasn't much going on in the world of sports, this would be a pretty short episode.
Yeah, this show would not exist, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching our very first episode of Hot Takes. There's more on the way, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Farewell.
Bye.